I'm making this video to talk about how to deal with life's daily struggles. About 3 weeks ago, I bought a car for roughly $10,000, of course in payments. The same day that I signed that paperwork, I found out I was going to be garnished. So my paycheck went from around $1,000 a month to about, let's see, with the garnishment it was about $700, and with the car payment taken out it was about $300. Then on top of that I had to pay $200 for daycare, $100 for other bills that are being taken out, so on and so forth, and it's only a fraction of the people that I owe. But this isn't supposed to be a pity party, and so I don't want it to be. What I want it to be is encouragement for other people that, as I struggle through this and as I struggle through life, I have a lot of really depressing feelings and thoughts a lot of times, and I supplement that with masturbation and pornography, right? I like the physical feeling gives me a high, and it only lasts for a second, so I mean, in a lot of ways I'm like a drug addict. Just with porn, right? But that being said, I do know that the only person who can change my reality is me, and I can only change it after I accept it, after I acknowledge it, see where I'm at, see where I want to go, and see what path I have to take. I can't let fear control it or anything else. I know these things. Knowing these things is a lot different than doing these things. But I'm making this video to encourage other people that everybody's going through different struggles, but everybody's going through struggles, right? And as a perfect example, right, I've really been afraid to move to Florida. I've felt called there my entire life, and I'm terrified of it. And now I have a wife and 2 kids, and now I got a girlfriend, and she's pregnant, and it's just this really messed up situation. But they're all in Colorado with me right now. My wife lives with her mother, and my 2 kids go back and forth on and off for a week. My girlfriend currently lives with me, and she's about 6 months pregnant, something like that, 4.5, 5.5, something. I don't know. She always tells me that if I can't be with her, then I can't have the baby. I can't be with the baby, whatever. And so I disconnected myself, even though I know that's not true. There's nothing I can do about it right now. So to improve my situation is to accept my situation. And the honest reality of my situation is right now pretty bad. I feel a lot of anger and a lot of frustration, and I've always been taught my whole life to hold your anger in. As a child, I was in anger management classes because I was so angry about my father dying so young, and I lashed out at everyone and everything. And so going through those classes has taught me to repress and to hide and to bury my anger, but I'm learning that that's even worse, right? Because then you don't get it out. So there's a fine balance, and you got to find out how to repurpose your anger into constructive ways. So that being said, like I said, I've always been drawn to Florida, but I'm absolutely terrified to go there because I don't want to lose my children, and I don't want to lose all these things, right? But those are all fears. So the reason I'm saying that is because everybody goes through struggles, right? And so if I would just up and leave the way that I feel, right, then my boss would struggle to find somebody to replace me. Now, with my specific job, the job itself wouldn't be hard to replace, but the knowledge I have and the way that I work efficiently to make sure things get done, we're in a very tight place right now to where that would leave a huge burden on his shoulders, and that would be a struggle that he would have to deal with, right? He's not going to crawl under a rock and just say, oh, fuck it, close the company, I don't want to deal with it. he's going to work through it. He's going to struggle through it just like I have to struggle through this, right? So what I'm saying is that struggling is part of life. It's what builds you up. It's what makes you strong. It's what helps you conquer the things that you feel are unconquerable, because you're only going to face your fears. You're only going to do something when you have no other option, right? As a human, you're always going to take the path of least resistance. You know, you're like fucking electricity. You just want to get to the ground. You just want to get there the easiest way possible. And so that's what you're going to do. And I want to encourage you that you need to keep struggling through what you're struggling through. You need to keep pushing. You need to keep working hard. You need to keep focused on what you're doing, because what you're doing today is what builds you tomorrow. Right? The choices you make today are being made for a reason, and you're at where you're at today for a reason. And you have to live in today to get to tomorrow. Tomorrow's never promised. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. And so you need to make the most of every day that you get. And if every day that you get, you're not happy, you're not content, you're not whatever, don't just sit there and mope in it. You know, move forward with it, right? Build a plan. Build a solid plan that you know you're going to take action every day to move you closer to that. And sometimes that's a drastic plan. Sometimes that's like, okay, fuck this, I'm moving out of my mom's house and I'm going to go live homeless, right? That's going to build you up like a shitload. And I'm terrified to do that. And sometimes it's a subtle plan. Like, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to try to enroll in school and I'm going to try to do this and I'm trying to do that. And after 5 years, I'm going to have a degree, and then I'm going to get a good job, and I'm going to get my own place. And, you know, it's a more thought-out, long-term plan. But if you can't handle that then, and if your situation is so dire that you just need to get out, then you just need to get out, right? Only you can decide what those are, but don't let the fear of what might happen make a decision for you, because those aren't realities, right? A lot of those fears never come to be. They don't. And so I'm terrified, right? If I move to Florida, I'm never going to get to see my kids again. Reality, we may, like, it could happen many different ways, right? But ultimately, the worst case scenario is we go through a custody battle and I get 50-50 custody, or maybe not even 50-50 custody, but at least summer custody or something like that, where the kids come down with me in the summer. Right? And I'm still going to get to see my kids. I'm still going to be able to be part of their lives. I'm still going to be able to make it work. But I feel like a lot of dads out there, they see this adversity, they see these struggles, they see these challenges, and they think, oh, wow, you know, I can't even take care of myself. How the hell am I going to supposed to take care of kids? You know? And that's true. Own it. Accept that. And, you know, make a plan to change that. Make a plan to make that different, right? You don't need to be a millionaire to take care of your children. You just need to try. You just need to work hard. You just need to put in the time and effort to make that happen and be part of their lives, right? I've been very fortunate to have a wife that has, you know, almost no problem with me seeing my kids. You know, in the beginning of our separation, there was a lot of struggles. But our relationship is a very difficult one. So I just really want to encourage other people that, you know, other people are going through struggles. Other people understand a lot more than you could ever comprehend. And the most successful, the most wealthy, the most built people out there get built through hard things. So have a good day and take it easy. Bye.